Alright, today is a lot like what we have been doing, okay? Only now it depends on if how do I say this? Alright, so we start with those corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, same side interior angles, alternate exterior angles, all that stuff. Okay, and now we're going to just add just a little bit more to it. Okay, and all it is they're saying that if my lines are parallel, okay, if my lines are parallel, I will have corresponding angles are going to be congruent. Okay, so that is something that you're going to have to know. Corresponding angles will be congruent if my lines are parallel. Okay? So an example, okay, this angle is 55 degrees. So what's angle 7? 55. Why would angle 7 be 55 degrees? Well, it's not the same angle if they are corresponding angles. Okay, you have to know that the reason that they are congruent is because they're corresponding angles. Okay, so if that's 55, this is 55, what's angle 2 going to be? Why? No! Because it's a vertical angle, and vertical angles are congruent. Okay, so here, my reasoning would be corresponding angles. Here, my reasoning is vertical angles. Okay, so if that's 55, that's 55, and that's 55, what other angle do I know? 6. Why do I know 6? Okay, because it's vertical from 7, and it's corresponding from 2. So 6 is also 55 degrees, and for that one I could either use vertical angles or corresponding angles. Either one would work. Okay, sometimes you will have 2 reasons. Okay, if I continue to look at this, I know there's no more questions on there, but if I continue to look at it, can we figure out what angle 1 is? How? What are those called? Linear pairs. Linear pairs are add up to 180, which means they are supplementary. There you go. So angle 1 would be 125? Yep. So that would mean angle 4 would be what? 125, because that's vertical angles. Which means angle 8 would be 125, because those are corresponding. Which means angle 5 would be 125 for either corresponding or vertical. Okay, so if they give us one angle, and I've got parallel lines, can I find all 8 angles? Yes. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about proofs again. Okay, so we know that angle L is parallel to angle M. How do we know that? It is given, because this says it is given. Okay? Then we can say that 2 is congruent to 6. Why is 2 congruent to 6? Because those are corresponding angles. So in your reason, you can just write corresponding angles. And I will be okay with that. Then we can say 4 is congruent to 2. Why? Those are vertical angles. All right. Now, I will give you a little clue here. Your last step, some of you in the past have put given to this, but it's not given. This is not a given. This is what you're trying to prove. Okay, so it's not a given, but 2 is congruent to 6, and 2 is congruent to 4. So what do we call that when we get rid of the middleman? No? Well, better word for it that I'm gonna make you guys write once now that we're into our groups. Starts with a T. Transitive. Okay, this is the transitive property. Okay, it means that we're cutting out that middle guy. If 2 is congruent to 6 and 2 is congruent to 4, then we can say that 4 is congruent to 6 because they're congruent to the same angle. 4 and 6 aren't corresponding. 4 and 6 are, what are they? They're on opposite sides. Okay, they're on opposite sides, so they're alternate, and they're on the interior, so they're alternate interior. And that's what we just proved. We proved that 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles, and therefore, that brings us to our next slide. Alternate interior angles are congruent.
How do you check out the middle?
Well, we did. We took out the common numbers. We took out 2, because that's the common one, and got 4 is congruent to 6.
So we can't write alternate interior angles.
We can now that we proved it. Okay, but no, that's what we were trying to prove. Okay, so we were under the assumption that we didn't know that alternate interior angles were congruent, because we hadn't learned that yet. Okay, now that we've learned it, now that we've proved it, now we can start using that 4 is congruent to 6 because of alternate interior angles, and 3 would be congruent to 5 because of alternate interior angles.
So if we wrote that on the number 4 on the line,
It would be wrong, because that's what you're trying to prove. Okay? You didn't know that alternate interior angles were congruent until right now. Okay? So, now alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, something else that you need to know. So now we know corresponding angles are congruent, yep. And what else have we learned so far today? Alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay? We also can say that alternate exterior angles are congruent. Okay, so alternate interior, alternate exterior, and corresponding angles are all congruent, yep. And what else?
Vertical.
Vertical angles are congruent, yep. Linear pairs are supplementary, yep. Alright, so we know that this angle is 132. It tells us that, right? So what angle do you want to find right now?
1.
Okay. Angle 1 equals angle 1 is what? Yep, 48. Because 180 minus 132. Holy buckets, guys. Your calculators are all over there. I would start grabbing ones as you come in. You're gonna need them. Okay, so we know angle 1 is 48. Why? Linear pair. Okay, angle 2 is 48. How do we know? Vertical angle. Angle 3 is 132. How do we know? Yep. So we can go vertical angles again, or like Kaiser said, linear pair would work too. Okay, angle 4 is what? 48. Why? What? Corresponding, yep. Or what else could you use? Because you know 2 is 48. So 4 is alternate interior, yep, so either one would work. Angle 5 would be 132. Again, either corresponding or alternate interior. Because they're on the interior of the 2 parallel lines. 3 and 5 would be. Okay. Angle 6 is 5 was 132. And 4 was 48. So 6 is
Alternate exterior.
48. You could use alternate exterior. You could use corresponding. You could use vertical. A lot of ones there that would work. I kind of like corresponding, so I'm just going to keep writing it. Okay, and angle 7? 132. Again, vertical, corresponding, alternate exterior. Any of those would work as your answer. Okay, not so bad, right? Okay, so basically, corresponding angles are congruent, alternate interior angles are congruent, alternate exterior angles are congruent, linear pairs are supplementary, vertical angles are congruent. Okay. Same side interior. If we look at this, okay, this was 48 and this was 132. Those are my same side interior, right? Those are yep. These are what? So that is supplementary, okay? I will not take 180 as an answer, okay? You need to know that 180 means supplementary, okay? So same side interior angles are supplementary. Okay? I think in today's assignment you will also see this. Remember how yesterday we said that this might also be called consecutive interior. Okay, so same side interior or consecutive interior. Remember that those are the same thing. Okay, so this guy's 130. What's angle 1? 50 y. Linear pair. Okay, angle 2 would be y. What? Corresponding, yep. Good. Right? Here's 79. What's angle 1? 79. Why is it 79? Alternate exterior, yep. And angle 2 is 101 because of linear pair, yep, because they are a linear pair. Skip these ones. Yeah, we will. And that one's fine. Okay, I will give you a clue. This guy, the one where we proved alternate interior angles congruent, will be on your assignment today. Okay, so we learned a whole bunch of stuff today. Corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior are all congruent, and vertical angles are all congruent, right? Linear pair and same side interior are supplementary, yes. Okay, just wait, I'm not there yet. Okay, so a lot of